Hi, and welcome back to our channel, Freelance Med Writers. Today I'd like to discuss some tips for your end of year planning, specifically related to social media marketing. The strategy that I like to call the 3 Bs is what I use every year, and I'm going to go over that with you today to try and make this a little bit more simplified as to not create more work for you while you're already frantically trying to end up your own business plans for the year. So the first B is budget. Each year I decide how much money I'm going to dedicate to my social media marketing strategy. So, for instance, I set aside money for ads that are going to be used on Twitter. You can also um, seek this out on other platforms such as LinkedIn and Facebook. I always set aside money for training online through either webinars or social media conferences. This is a great opportunity to continue educating myself on what's going on in social media, since this is an area that's always changing. And then the final place that I set aside money is for my tools. So each year I make sure that I have enough money to support WriteTag, Hootsuite, Canva for Work, but these may be very different for you depending on how you're using tools and content management applications for your social media marketing. The next B is branding. So questions to ask would be, have you recently updated your brand? So if you're like me, I've recently rebranded, and now's a great time to start planning the big unveiling. So I'm targeting January. So right now I'm going through and determining what platforms I'm going to launch on and what I'd like to say and blogs that I'd like to post. So you can do that as well. If you haven't rebranded, you want to check to make sure that your brands are consistent across platforms. And if they're not, try to correct that before 2016. And finally, are you providing consistent value? So it's not just that your brand is consistent across the platforms, but the information that you're sharing. Is it consistently valuable to your followers? This directly impacts your brand because people they'll begin to associate with you and know that every Sunday you're going to be posting your blog, or once a month you're going to be sharing information with a specific therapeutic area in mind. So being consistent is really important. And finally, the third B is best practices for using your social media platform for marketing. So key factors to try to keep in mind are setting a goal. Who are you targeting? What platform would you like to be on? And how often are you going to be on that platform? Build relationships. So you want to engage with the different communities so that you can gather a following and be joining groups. Track your efforts. So that's a way that you can see what's working for you and what's not. And then finally, be social and share information. So you want to share what others are saying, be a giver, and that will go a long way. So again, there's 3 Bs that I want you to consider when you're going over what's worked for you this year and what hasn't worked for you for your social media, and consider what you're going to do moving forward for 2016. So think about what your budget will be, how you want your brand to come across on the social media platforms, and remember the best practices that we've talked about in previous videos on how to optimize your social media presence. Hope this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, you have all of our information on our homepage, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Happy Thanksgiving!